Bloodstock TV, I am delighted to have the one and only Billy from Biohazard. How you doing, man?
Doing great, bro. I just got back from New York. We had two sold out shows at Irving Plaza with the original OG lineup of Biohazard, and it was fucking awesome.
Awesome. Well, I do have some questions about that, as well as we'll have a little talk about Bloodstock and some stuff. So about there's word of new music as well. Let's have a little chat about that. But first and foremost, let's just talk about this reunion. Like, who was the main instigator for this? Because I've kind of heard a few things, and I know that you've got a lot going on. So how did it come about?
Um, I think I was the holdout. I think that I've been so busy with between Billy Bio and Power Flow. We just finished a new Power Flow record, and we had a little huge, a big health issue with one of the members of the band that got sorted out. But it was a little crazy. Our first main manager, Richie Frayne, who we left in the early days. He left us. We got a big fight with him in Europe. We were on tour with Mucky Pup and Blue Cheer in Austria. We partied one night after a show, every night after a show, but it's one particular night. We got a fight. He threw our tickets at us and said, "Good luck. I fucking quit. You guys are a fucking handful. You'll never go anywhere." And then we teamed up with our friend Scott Koenig, who was with us for most of our career. He was in the hospital and not doing too well. He had COVID. And I spoke to him on a Thursday night at about 8 o'clock at night. And he was a great guy. He managed everybody from Madball to Downset, Fear Factory. Really awesome. The pillar in the community, the metal and hard rock community in New York. And then eventually in LA. But one of the last things he said to me was we were getting off the phone and he said, "I'm going to get out of the hospital tomorrow. And let's grab lunch and we'll talk about everything. But you owe yourself a favor, and you got to get over your bullshit with Evan." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Nah, it's not going to happen, dude. Because trust me, man, you get over it. You guys did a lot of great things, and you should get out there and play again together before you guys." And Danny, Bobby, and I have been playing together, and we haven't done anything in a while, maybe for 10 years, but we were pretty close. And still are, but so we would talk often. So that ended up sadly becoming the last thing, a piece of advice that Scott gave me, and he passed away the next morning. And so those words rang hard, in my ears. I had bumped into Evan at the memorial we did at the Rainbow here in LA, and hadn't seen him in 15 years. And I think he turned around. I don't know what he thought I was going to say or how I was going to treat him, but I told him it was great to see him. I wish it was under better circumstances. And I had spoken to Scott, a couple nights before, and told him what Scott had said. And he said, "Wow." And that was it. His son was there. So spin the clock ahead. I was approached by a bunch of people. The guys had come to me, and we had a couple different ideas to throw in the mix about redoing Biohazard with different bass player. And after COVID, Evan's name kept coming up, and I kept remembering, Scott's words. But being so busy with Billy Bio and Power Flow, I was like, it was the last thing I needed on my plate because I didn't know how things were going to be. So there was some talk, and then Bloodstock announced that we were playing Bloodstock. So I hadn't made an official decision yet, and I wasn't really sure. It was with so much going on, and it was important that if we were to do Biohazard again, it had to be on the same terms that we left off. It had to be like it was back in the '90s. Like where the things that were important to us then are equally as important to us now, but it's not like the bad shit isn't so big anymore. Like when you're young, you get a little old and you realize the shit that mattered to you then was really fucking stupid and a waste of time. So anyways, to make a long story short, I apologize for this, but it was actually, I think it was pretty much Bloodstock when they announced it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not even sure if I really want to do this. And so I'm gonna give it up to Vicky and the Bloodstock family for helping to put Biohazard back together.
Wow.
And of course Scott Koenig. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Were you surprised by the reaction from all around the world from the fans? Because people lost their shit, man. They were like, "Oh my god!"
I've never been one to let any of that shit go to my head, and I was impressed when there was 4 people at our first show, and they were our 4 girlfriends. So, you know, when it was 40, I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." So I'm always happy with 40 people. If there's 400 or 4,000 or 40,000, it's the same. I treat it with the same humility, but I'm very grateful and thankful for it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And honestly, like we played our first show. Jimmy Hatebreed put together this awesome show called the Milwaukee Metal Fest, and it was like a bucket list of metal bands. It was a 3-day festival. We headlined the first night, Anthrax and Suicidal the second night, and Lamb of God the third night. So we didn't know what to expect, and it was fucking killer. Then the second 2 shows were in New York. We just played Friday night and Sunday night. We streamed on Veep's the Sunday show. Both were sold out, and it was in our hometown. It was amazing. It was great. So look, we're looking forward to being back to Bloodstock. And we never played Bloodstock. I don't think we played with Evan. I don't think we did, right? So
last time you played was 9 years ago.
It was wow. That was we played there with Scott on bass, and it was a great show. I remember the kids came on stage. I still have a few pictures that pop up in my feed once in a while of like this sea of the Biohazard soldiers and family on stage with us, and we always loved that, but never understood why do people get so pissed off, like the organizers and security. Then we realized the business side of things. Somebody gets hurt, God forbid. That's not just a liability, but who wants to have a band that comes to have a good time leave with a broken leg or a broken arm, or something or worse. So I understand that the repercussions, but that shit is fucking amazing when everybody storms the stage. Love it. I can't promise that people will make it to the stage because that's on them, but I'll tell you this: it's going to be Biohazard from 1992 on there, and it's killer being on stage with the guys. A lot of smiles. We frowned a lot more when we were younger, but we're just happy to be back together again. A lot of hype.
Europe and the UK has always been really good for you guys, and the reaction, to say the least, has been overwhelming. When you look back in those years, the Headbangers Ball and just rolling around the UK in the 90s and all that sort of stuff, I mean, it must be like some of the greatest memories, because it was such a golden era, really.
Yeah, it was, and I'm blessed to have had those experiences. But I remember Vanessa coming out on tour in Europe as things were blowing up, and she jumped on us and supported us pretty early before things really blew up, and that was helpful and awesome. Like I said, I think we're just 4 kids from Brooklyn that played music because we wanted to. We were talking over dinner the other night. I remember Evan's father said, if you guys want to make some money and be popular, you're playing the wrong music. And I remember I said to him, I'm like, no, this is what we like to do. It's not about the money. It's not about the business. It's about being true to ourselves. And writing the lyrics and songs that we wrote helped us get through a lot of shit in our life, from drug abuse to alcohol abuse. We came from broken homes. And some of those things would have swallowed up people. I think for us, talking about our issues, sharing our ideas and our thoughts and our feelings helped us grow into stronger people. And we're survivors. I think that the Biohazard song "Survival of the Fittest" kind of sums up who we are as people.
Yeah, look, your return to Bloodstock, as we mentioned earlier on, I mean, it's been 9 years, 9 fucking years. So there must be some tremendous excitement for you guys to get back up on that stage again. For you guys, for this gig, I mean, is there anything, you said earlier on, you're going right back into the catalog for this show, are you?
Yeah. There's a lot of songs, and the set keeps evolving and changing because it's a really awesome argument that we have. I want to play this song. No, I want to play this song. Yeah, but I want to play this song. So the set keeps growing and growing. Like I said, hopefully the Bloodstock people will give us a bigger set time. And it's I think for me, out of all the festivals we've ever played, knowing the history behind Bloodstock and how it started, it's a family affair. That's an awesome, awesome thing to be involved in, because the festival and the way it's organized and the people that run it, it's similar to what Biohazard was. It was just like, let's just do it because the odds are against us. We're going to make it, but we do it because we have the passion and love for the music. That's it. And it was a success. And for Biohazard, we had relatively speaking a successful career. So to come back and be able to play Bloodstock, it's a great stage and a great location. And we're really looking forward to it.
You mentioned, or one of the other guys mentioned, that this is the idea behind this is not, quote, a kind of a one and done reunion, and there is actually ideas to create new music. And then there was also news of, this is going to be filmed. You guys are making a documentary as well. Is there anything that you can share with us about possible new music and this documentary that was mentioned, or if that is even correct?
I'm a type of person who I talk about things that I did, not things I'm going to do. So I don't talk about things that are on my plate. I'd rather show you my meal and say, cool, let's have a meal together. This is what I cooked up. But yeah, some not all of us, keep the lips tight on that stuff together. So as far as new music, I never stopped writing. Most of the early Billy Bio stuff were Biohazard songs that we weren't doing anything. So instead of using them for Biohazard, they became Billy Bio. Obviously, it's just me singing, so I'm not stumped on material for new Biohazard. So that I'm looking forward to also.
So this is gonna be the first time for an awful lot of people that are going to see Biohazard with this lineup. A lot of younger people that weren't of age to catch you guys back in the day. For those that have never seen, they're walking up to that stage and they're like, yeah, I've never seen Biohazard before. What is the best way you can describe that energy that you guys have? Because it is fucking intense, to say the least.
I'm gonna answer that like this. It's organized chaos. We are the chaos. You never know what's going to happen. You don't plan anything. We have a set list. I don't think we made it through any show yet with playing the songs in the proper order. And our light guy Jeremy, what are you guys doing? Why do you change the songs around? I have everything programmed to go in a certain way. But we are the chaos, and the organizers of Bloodstock that's the organization. So we mix the two together. And they will enable us to help throw our reality out there of the Biohazard version of chaos. And you never know what happens. So I can't make any promises, but I just know that when we leave stage, it's almost this cathartic feeling where we leave it all on stage. We walk away feeling like we just sat down, and just spilled our guts for an hour and 15 or whatever we're playing. And it goes by so fast. It's like a blur, and it's not until the next day that you're like, oh, wow, remember this, remember that? So to describe it, I guess I would have to be, it's an organized, chaotic event that you have to participate in. And the more energy we get back from we put out the energy. If they bounce it back, we send it back, and it becomes a cycle, and then it just grows. So playing there before and watching the videos and knowing the history of Bloodstock, and hopefully we can be spared some rain and mud. Even if that happens, it'll still be the same cycle that we're trying to generate.
Okay, well, look, we've come to the end of our time. I could talk to you for fucking ages about all this stuff from back in the day, but unfortunately, we're going to save some of that for when you actually arrive at Bloodstock. We're going to have you back on the Bloodstock TV sofa, and we can have a catch up then on August 13th. Yeah, so Biohazard on the Sophie Lancaster stage on Sunday, August 13th, and it's going to be an absolute riot. So yeah, get down there.
Really looking forward to it. Can't wait. And come up, say what's up. I see you on the couch. But everybody else, we'll probably be doing some signings. Come and say hi. We'd love to meet everybody. It's life's too short, and we hold everything very precious. So thank you for your support.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Billy. Appreciate it, dude.
Thank you, brother. Take care. Yo, what's up? This is Billy from Biohazard. we are coming to Bloodstock August 13th to fuck shit up.